Hi guys, it's Beyblade 2000 again, and I'm sorry I haven't been filming for about a month now. Just things have been very busy, me trying to get my driver's license. I got a new girlfriend, trying to get me ready to go to college, all this kind of stuff. And I haven't had any time to really film or upload. So, there's going to be some uploads. I know you guys want to see some Ruby theories. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I had one I was going to do, which is, what is Salem's inspiration? But Jake the One Man Band already did a Salem video. So, I'm not really sure I want to do that yet. But I do want to talk about Beyblade Burst, because this channel started off as a Beyblade channel. So this is just my opinion of Beyblade Burst. And honestly, it's a little less than what I was expecting. I would say skip this series unless you are a big Beyblade fan, because it has characters we've seen before, which I'll get to, and absolutely no plot, which is just weird when you think about Beyblade, both the original and the Metal Saga. And I did like the original and the Metal Saga. I felt like Metal Saga was a little bit stronger, but then again, I grew up with the Metal Saga, so there might be some bias there. But we're here to talk about Beyblade Burst. And so let's talk about the designs first. The characters have really nice designs, except maybe the white pupils. I don't know why they decided to go with that choice, but okay. I do like the characters' designs, and I do like the Beyblades' designs. They're going back to the more plastic Beyblades, and they're getting more original and interesting with their Beyblade designs. Like, there's one called Excalibur that has like a sword through the top part of the Beyblade. I believe it's called the cover of the Beyblade, and we've never seen that in the original or the Metal Saga. And these Beyblades in Burst are much more colorful and much more creative than any of the two Beyblade series, and I really like that. Also, Beyblade Burst seems a bit more grounded in reality, so to speak, because the original was not grounded in reality at all, and that's part of the charm to it, is because it just did not follow physics at all. The Beyblade kind of, Metal Saga kind of followed physics, but then again, not really. And some of that was kind of confusing. Like, were they bit beasts? Were they spirits? What were those things? And even in Beyblade Burst, they don't really address that. And I wish they'd bring the bit beast plot point back in, because I love those bit beasts. But these bays here in Burst are much more colorful, much more creative, and that's a good thing. They also are bringing back plastic, which is nice. The Metal Saga had this dull, weird look, and the look just weird when I saw the original Beyblades, and I'm glad they're going back to plastic, but I believe I've said that already. And it seems much easier to put together. There are only 3 pieces as opposed to 5 now. And that's going to be easy for someone who is just now getting into Beyblade. And they don't even need tools now to click the bay together. And that's really good, because when I first started Beyblade, I had no clue how to put a bay together. And so that is very nice. Now let's talk about the show for a little bit. Now, with the original Beyblade, I didn't like Tyson at all. I thought he had a cool character design. In fact, he looks the coolest of the 3 or 4, I guess, if you count Zero, main characters in Beyblade. But I didn't like his personality. Tyson was just an egotistical jerk for most of the series. And now, I did like some of his character development with, is it right to cheat with the Sidekicks? I believe that was the team name. And, in G-Rev, where he was talking about, how pressure is put on this big champion to continue to be champion. And those are good plot points and good character development. But until G-Rev, he just was an egotistical jerk. I'm sorry, I just don't like him. Jinga Hagane, on the other hand, was a main character I could get behind. Though his design was lackluster, his character mightily improved upon Tyson, and I can actually get behind him and root for him. And he had some decent character development as well, getting stronger, learning to control his anger with Ryuga. But he was also very annoying, talking about Blader Spirit and all that. And it's a good thing that Beyblade Burst does not bring the Blader Spirit back, because it was never fully really defined in the Metal Saga, and it got annoying when told 5,000 times in one episode about Blader Spirit. Also, I hope they do not bring Jinga's high-pitched voice back for Vault. I think Tyson's voice was good, but Jinga, no, man. I'm sorry. Brooklyn was okay, but I really didn't like Jinga's dub voice. Anyway, so we're just gonna have to see what Vault does as a main character. And these characters are flat, but then again, it's only the 7th episode. And so I believe with Beyblade, they will have some good character development. And Vault is kind of the middle ground between Jinga and Tyson. Vault is an energetic character like both Tyson and Jinga, but he is not annoying like Jinga. Well, maybe only sometimes. And he is not an egotistical jerk like Tyson. I think they've found a good middle ground with Vault. I believe I'm pronouncing his name right. However, I don't like that they have an energetic main character again. What I felt they needed was to do something like the Dragon Drive manga did, or Cardfight Vanguard did with their main character. Dragon Drive had Reiji Ozura, which, you have to read it to really get what I'm saying, but he was kind of this, naive, protagonist that kind of was, detached from everything, but he had a certain charm to him, and that worked. And with Aichi, with Cardfight Vanguard, you got into Aichi's character because you either were that way yourself, or you knew someone that was very shy and had no self-confidence. And so you could get into Aichi's that way. And it would make sense for Beyblade to have a protagonist that's just starting blading, that he would be a little more shy and a little more less confident than some others. So I would have liked to see that over the energetic main character that you see all the time nowadays in Shonen. They didn't do that. I hope Vault does get some better personality as the show goes on. Let's talk about the Bays real quick, especially Valkyrie. The Beyblade's designs were nice, like I said, and the creatures look really cool coming out of the Beyblades. Again, they're not Bit Beasts. I would have loved to see Bit Beasts again, but they're not. They're more like spirits, but then again, the spirit designs have gotten more creative. kind of like the spirits from Zero G. Or, yeah, just Zero G. And while I would love to see the Bit Beast brought back, say that 5 times fast, I do really like the spirit designs here, but they don't tell us what these things are. So they look like spirits from the Metal Saga. I wish they were Bit Beasts, but it's not. Now, I gotta talk about Valkyrie. And this gets under my skin. Why is Valkyrie not female? In Norse mythology, Valkyries were always female. They carried warriors who died with weapons in their hands to Valhalla, sort of the Viking heaven, to be in the halls of Odin, which is kind of the leader of the gods, kind of a Zeus for the Norse gods. And honestly, they messed it up. Valkyrie is now a guy, and Valkyries were never guys. And I get why they would do that. A boy wouldn't necessarily, around 11, 12, 13, wouldn't necessarily want a Beyblade that was necessarily female. But then again, if you are going to do a fictional creature, a mythological creature, like a Valkyrie, give it to someone else. Give Oyvalt a dragoon again. Give Oyvalt some kind of new Pegasus thing. Give him kind of a striker like a unicorn. Give him something else besides a Valkyrie. If you aren't going to make a Valkyrie female, why do that? I mean, yes, the chief character, I forget his name, with the giant fan and the ridiculous pompadour, does have something called a Ragnarok, which isn't like Fenris, which is the giant wolf of Norse mythology. That's kind of the bad guy, and the Devour of the World at the end of the world, and it doesn't look nothing like a wolf. It's just kind of a giant hairy thing, instead of something that would trigger you to think of Ragnarok, like in the Norse mythology Ragnarok. But then again, maybe a Ragnarok is a take on something. I don't know. I don't know why Valkyrie gets under my skin, but stuff like Ragnarok doesn't. But Beyblade Burst doesn't really have a plot. Oyvald just wants to win this one tournament. And that's about it. That's about all we've seen. Now, in the original Beyblade and Metal Saga, we both had plots at the very beginning. Original was Tyson and the Blade Breakers getting together, 4 very different guys getting together to form a team and go across the world to win a championship, and eventually defeating bad guys along the way and saving the world. The Metal Saga, Jenga had his, there were 2 bags created from a meteorite, which I gotta admit is stupid. Like, you find a meteorite, your first thought is to make a spinning top. Anyway, off topic, I digress. And one was evil, one was good. The good one, evil sealed away. These people want to come, take El Drago, and rule the world with it. Jenga's dad dies in the process, giving him Pegasus, and Jenga goes around the country getting strength to battle El Drago. Beyblade Burst, Oyvald just kinda wants to win a tournament. So, I don't know. Beyblade Burst is great for someone who is a fan of Beyblade, and I think it would be a great Beyblade for a new generation of new bladers. But it just doesn't really have a plot, and it doesn't have character development yet. I hope to see where Beyblade Burst goes, and I really hope it meets my expectations, but so far, it really hasn't. But this is Beyblade, and both Beyblades, the original and Metal, were good, and so I'm hoping I can say the same thing for Beyblade Burst.